Bad weather approaches. In countries like Costa Rica, there is about 100 airports and only 3 instrument approaches, 2 ILSs and 1 VOR. From April to December rains a lot. So what the regional airlines and the local pilots do, they do their own approaches using the GPS and many times supported by VOR radials. When doing your GPS route, what you do is you do it on a clear day and you practice it many times and you make sure it works. When planning these GPS routes, you put your minimums and your misapproach procedure. The way you fly in Costa Rica, you always have flight following, and you have to open a flight plan and close your flight plan. This flight is from San Jose to Corcovado National Park. The last 20 minutes of the flight is over this dense jungle. Having this condition with this kind of drizzle on the windshield makes it very difficult to see. It's better to have heavy rain than this drizzle. This is a flight from San Jose to Moravia. It's more tricky because Moravia is in the mountains and you have more challenging terrain to navigate. The advantage here is that Moravia belongs to my uncle and we have radio communication, so he tells us how is the weather looking at the airstrip and the farm. The pass through these mountains was at minimums, and we did it because we knew it was okay after the mountain ridge, according to what our uncle was telling us over the radio. The missed approach is about 3 miles before the mountain ridge and is a turn to the right and climb to 7,000 feet. The airfield is at 4,000 feet. So these flights are planned. We know we have weather, but we have our routes, our VOR radial support in many of these routes, and we have practiced it many times in clear days, which is a whole different game than scout running. This is an approach to a gravel bar in the state of Washington. What needs to be taken in consideration when flying with some rain in Washington is carburetor heat. The Cessna 182 makes a lot of ice, so I fly with carb heat most of the time. Here this day we have freezing rain, again in the state of Washington, we are in Skagit. This day we had sun, wind, then it was calm, then it was raining, there was freezing rain. We have lots of different weather systems in just one flight in Washington. Use of carb heat is a must. This is an approach after a storm into Quebrada Sur in Costa Rica. After the storm is past, it's the most calm weather you can get. Even you have some low clouds, but it's super smooth and nice. So all these flights with weather has been planned. We have the routes, and in the case of the gravel bar, it's very close to my local airport, so I can see the weather. But what you don't want to do is to scud run, especially in an area you're not familiar with. And if you are ever in that position, what I recommend you is to slow down the airplane, and that gives you more time to plan your escape route or to see things and obstacles like antennas or trees or mountains. And very important is to stay calm. This approach is into Marin County in Northern California. We were flying from Costa Rica to Seattle. Our last leg was from Mojave to Seattle. On the way, we had the brilliant idea to fly over the Golden Gate Bridge. We have to detour for 1 hour, and we could see the bridge from 10 miles. We arranged with ATC, they approved, but the weather turned bad really quickly, and we detoured to Marin County Airport, which was still VFR, but the lower clouds and the weather was getting worse. If Marin County would have worked, we would have contacted ATC and asked for a IFR approach to one of the near airports. So in these situations, stay calm, and if things don't work out, contact ATC. They can direct you to an IFR approach and guide you. They are always there to help us. So at the end, we missed flying over the Golden Gate Bridge, and we waited out for the weather to get better for 3 hours in Marin County to continue our trip to Seattle. I do recommend to every pilot to get their instrument training. It is very important. You never know when you're going to be ending up in the clouds. Stay tuned for next video, where I will show you the most challenging places I've landed.